live in a retirement community, and I want to show support for this movement.
We're here because social inequity has just gotten to horrific levels, and working people are unable to get ahead, and students have horrific amounts of debt, and there's corruption and in practically every level of government, and we're here to say that we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore.
And it's the inequality of any kind, whether it's social inequality or economic inequality. Any situation in which you have a group of people that are not on the same playing field, you're asking for a large problem.
I don't know, I'm pissed off at the corporate greed.
And this is going to?
Loaves and Fishes, the food pantry for Naperville.
That there are so many new people here today, and I would like everybody to raise your hand if you're new. I know there's about 10 of you. Oh,
The fact is, Naperville is well known in this area. Chicago is always talking about Naperville. We're always on the news for something, what we do in this area. Now, I think Naperville is a strong place. If we can show a gigantic presence in Naperville, I think people are going to take notice to us.
We need to make everybody aware of the fact that one of the things we stand for is this food drive. It's pretty important, and we want you all to bring food every Saturday morning so we can take it over to Loaves and Fishes at Community Pantry. You know, we've been a lot of bad press, the mainstream media keep hounding about the bad elements in Occupy across the country, and that's what they're trying to break us down with. This is an opportunity to do something different, folks.
The move to amend the petition actually says that we want to amend the Constitution to say that corporations are not people. This is a nationwide effort, and they are signing petitions in other cities. Again, it's totally symbolic. But I think the really, really great thing about this is it is a great opportunity to educate people. I find I can't just go up to someone and start talking about our issues because they always give me a blank stare like I am crazy. If you have a petition to sign, you have a reason to educate. And you can explain to people why we're doing this and what it's about, and you can really spread the word that way. Getting the money out of politics should be one of our main goals.
I'm John Bagley. I'm from Naperville. A couple of weeks ago on the website, somebody asked if there were deputy registrars available. I am a deputy registrar. I can register you today to vote. If you're not registered, you can't vote. I'm prepared right now to register any DuPage County resident.
The Deficit Commission did not reach an agreement. As far as I'm concerned, that's a good thing. Kept them from doing more damage.
That's true.
But some people are concerned about the
drop in funding for the Defense Department.
Dropped in the funding for the Defense Department. I noticed
that there is a drumbeat.
There is a drumbeat
For attacking Iran.
For attacking Iran.
And I think it's related.
And I think it is related.
We have a long history.
We have a long history
of continuous war.
Continuous war.
Eisenhower
had warned us
about the military-industrial complex.
About the military-industrial complex.
When we have
so many weapons,
we want to use them.
We want to use them.
And we find ways
to use them.
To increase profits.
To increase profits.
For those who make the weapons.
For those who make the weapons. Great speech.
My name is Ariel Mary. I am from Outreach Committee for Occupy Chicago. And I would just like to let everyone know that we have an event coming up on December 5th. The purpose of this event is to sort of integrate all the occupations, kind of as we were speaking about earlier, to get Occupy DuPage, Occupy Naperville, Occupy Carbondale, Urbana-Champaign, everyone in the Illinois area to kind of come together and rally together and sort of share ideas and collaborate and bounce ideas off of each other, learn how we're doing things, in addition to setting up a line of communication so we can work together more collaboratively and share ideas a lot easier. The main kind of theme of this rally is the topic of education. We'll be talking about the business of education, the monstrosity that the educational system has turned into. December 5th is a Monday, and it'll be an all-day event. It'll be at the headquarters, which is Jackson and LaSalle. It's going to start probably around 7, and it'll just continue all day long.
I was wondering if what everyone thinks about possibly Naperville has a lot of parades. They have the Veterans Day Parade, they have their St. Patty's Day Parade, and there's a lot of corporate and political presence within those parades. I was wondering if maybe we should consider having a presence in those as well. I was raised in Evanston, and the parades there always had, community groups, and we could sort of tailor it for the particular parade it is. If it's a Veterans Day parade, we could have signs for veteran rights and so forth.
Everybody's in favor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Good job. Our government has been taken over by corporate greed and by politicians on both sides of the aisle. Both sides of the aisle. This is not Democrats or Republicans. This is everybody in Washington. And we need to start fighting. And the way we fight is as an individual and then as a group. Our Constitution tells us if your government is not working properly, you need to take it back over and start again.
What Chicago has done is taken an approach called the Chicago Spring, which basically entails that while during the coldness of winter, we'll be taking part in different community service, kind of building a backbone and structure for people who've been ignored by the 1%, who have basically no place to go, and showing them that as 99%, we are here to help each other. So what we're doing is taking part all winter long in community service, and I highly encourage everybody here to do that as well. So that way you can build that communication going, and when it gets warmer in the spring, all getting together, having a huge rally, and bringing all those people that you've helped and you've touched throughout the winter out with you.
Good one. Very good.
Inside Job is a documentary that came out last year or the year before, and 2010. It deals mostly with what happened in 2008 with the financial crisis. It also talks about what happened in Iceland, and it shows you how it was comparable. Not only just to educate yourselves on watching the movie, it also gives us a time and a chance to sit down and further discuss as a group during, to sit down and talk about these things, these key issues, and we can all bounce ideas off each other.
If there isn't already a direct action committee in Occupy Naperville, one will form so that we can begin talking about maybe smaller groups going and doing decisive direct actions. So the direct actions could be the community work where we help people. It could be different kinds of protests. There was the Stand Up Chicago, Occupy Chicago, mic check of Governor Walker. It was an incredible action, a very small group, and it just shows what a small group of people doing a decisive action can really just make waves everywhere. And after that, you just saw mic checks all over the country. So these are the kind of things I think we can do. Grow the movement, but then go out and do different actions in different areas.
We're going to be showing the film Shock Doctrine, based on the book by Naomi Klein, which is looking at the issue of disaster capitalism. And it's a powerful film, and we will have some experts there to discuss the film with us. It's a free and open program. We'll also have some folks from Occupy Naperville and hopefully Chicago Political Action Group, and or people like Steve Masick from North Central College, who can talk about neoliberalism and how in essence the Milton Friedmans of the world have taken advantage of periods of crisis to further their desire for deregulation, privatization, and reduction and elimination of public programs.
Move to amend is planning to occupy the courts on Friday, January 20th. And what we're going to do is occupy the Dirksen building all day long on Friday, January 20th. Now, the next day, Saturday, we occupy here, of course. And I'm just putting this out there. We don't have to make any decisions today, but it would be great if we did some kind of action on Saturday, January 21st, associated with this Citizens United debacle. And one idea would be a funeral procession.
The only thing I wanted to talk about was our facilitator meeting on Thursday at the DuPage County Coffee House, at the Coffee House at 213 building. And anybody that's interested in coming, please come out. It's going to be this Thursday. It's every Thursday.
I just want to give you an update on some foreclosure stuff. I had occasion to talk to the DuPage County Recorder's Office last week and asked so many funny questions. They actually asked me if I was a reporter. But basically, back during the summer, there were 12 counties in Illinois that Attorney General Madigan asked to research their records looking for documents involving MERS court, which are anything there is probably fraudulent.
There are many states that, with MERS, the Mortgage Electronic Registration System, that usurped our county recording job. They just said, oh, the corporations, all the banks got together and said, we don't want to go to the county recorder because that costs money. And this was a means of them hiding all the mortgages and passing them on to various entities.
What I did learn is that the DuPage County Recorder really doesn't seem to care. That they may have thousands of fraudulent property documents in their possession. They don't look out for it. The only time they ever look at it is if the courts ask them to pull something in the land. And we know that those documents are being used in foreclosure court here in DuPage County to take homes away from people. So the Supreme Court, I don't remember if I stated this a few weeks ago, created a foreclosure committee to study foreclosures in this state and how legislation might be used to help streamline that. And the committee is made up mostly of current and former judges who hear or have heard foreclosure cases.
So there are cases all around the country. Judges are beginning to get it, but they think it's in the 4th inning. That's what they say, we're in the 4th inning. So it's up to us. And right now, the biggest thing that you can argue in a foreclosure is standing. It means if someone gave you the money, only that person can foreclose on you. What happened was the banks didn't give you a dime. The investors of the mortgage-backed securities funded the loans. And they never transferred the loans. It's a big mess.
It's a huge mess. And Fannie and Freddie were big parts of creating MERS Court. And the homeowners didn't stand a chance. Matt Taibbi of Rolling Stone wrote a great expose about it, and I'm going to contact him about Illinois. But I can highly recommend reading that article off of his blog post. So yeah, I'm appalled that Illinois' county recorders don't seem to care that they've lost millions of dollars.
Therefore, there's a lot of problems in Illinois. Illinois is actually the 3rd in the top 3 of most corrupt states of banking in ridiculous numbers. So, high props for the work you're doing, because that's tough work.